Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Ask Val. I'm John Valentine III, and in this video, I wanted to answer some questions from this channel and my social media inbox. So today, I'm doing my first Q&A. I picked 3 of the most common questions I've seen so far, starting with, how do I even get started with fasting for weight loss? Does fasting work the same for men and women? And when you fast, should it be just water or can you drink flavored electrolytes too? But first, I must put out the disclaimer. I'm not a doctor or a medical professional. You should always speak with your doctor before fasting. With that being said, let's get right into it. First question. How do you get started with fasting for weight loss? Real simple question. Real simple answer. You must change your eating habits. So if you're a sugar eater, carbohydrate eater, you got to cut the carbs and sugars completely out of your diet. All right. Then once you establish that to where you're not eating sugars and carbs anymore, you can condense your eating window. All right. So starting with intermittent fasting, which we talked about in the last video, going to extended fasting. But you can start out with the intermediate eating windows, which is 8-hour windows or 6-hour windows or 4-hour windows, or once a day with the 24 hours or the 1 meal a day. Okay. So a lot of times people start, I suggest people start with that depending on your mental frame and if you think you're strong enough to start out with 24 hours, but intermediate eating is the best way to start. 16 and 8 or 18 and 6. Something like that, just to get your body used to getting a break and not eating all the sugars and carbs and things like that. Personally, I started with 24-hour fast. All right. I started with 24 hours. I was eating once a day at the same time, 24 hours. I was eating around 4 o'clock every day. And that's the way I started. And as I was starting to fast, I was also studying more and learning about what fasting does for the body. Like I said, I started doing it because of inflammation and health reasons. Excuse me, but the fasting part of it that intrigued me the most was the healing. And then losing weight was secondary for me. But once I started, I wanted it all. I wanted it all good. So basically, I started doing 24-hour fasting for 3 days. When I started out, I did it for the first 3 days. I did 24-hour fasting, ate at 4 o'clock every day for 3 days. And I was already starting to feel better, starting to feel good. I could feel the changes already happening. So I immediately jumped right into a 3-day water fast right after that. So I was already, my ketones was already probably starting to produce. So I hadn't got to the point where I was watching my ketones levels yet. But once I went ahead and said, I'm going to do the 3-day fast, I jumped in head first, no problems. And over that first 3 days of my water fast, I lost 10 pounds. So I was hooked. Once I did that and lost that amount of weight in that fast, I was hooked and I dived right in. And I just, after that, 24-hour fast, and then I would go back to 3-day fast. And eventually I went to 5 days. But the simple answer to that question is cut out carbs and sugars, and then figure out which fasting method is best for you and your schedule, especially at the beginning. Because at the beginning, you just want to try to get to the point where you're condensing your eating window, especially if you're a very carb dominated person and you eat a lot of carbs with your meals. Getting that out first and then going to a condensed window is the best thing to do. And that way you pick what fits your schedule. So whether it's 18 hours fast, eating twice a day in a 6-hour window, or it's the 16 and 8, eating twice in those windows. But the point is you have to cut it down to give your body a break, to give your digestive tract a break, to heal from everything that you've always been bringing in. So once you get that and establish which one works the best for you, then you can go to your extended fast. Because if you want to lose weight faster, extended fasting is going to yield those benefits quicker. For me, soon as I started losing weight and feeling better, I wanted it off right now. Like, I didn't care How I don't even care about nothing else. I'm like, oh, I can get this off right now. I need that fat off today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, not next week, 2 weeks, whatever. Right now, I need it off right now. So I started doing the aggressive fasting. I was doing 48 hours, 72 hours, 5 days. I was doing all of it. And in between those, I was eating once a day, and I was just eating at 4 o'clock every day, 24 hours. And once I started losing weight, I was addicted to it. I just started feeling better. So once I started feeling better, I was hooked and I wasn't going back. So the thing about fasting is it becomes your lifestyle. You make the lifestyle fit your schedule. And good thing about, I'm going to say this, the good thing about fasting is that you can fit it to however you want it. Okay. Make it fit your life. And that way you still gonna stay healthy and get rid of inflammation and lose weight. All right. So that's it for that question. Let's go to the second question. Second question is, share the difference on how fasting can be for men and women. All right. This is pretty simple too. The simple answer to that is that men lose weight faster than women, period. We have testosterone. All right. Testosterone is a fat burning hormone and it helps strip the fat quicker and faster. And we have more of it. Women, y'all's main hormone is estrogen. So y'all have a little more than that than we do. So the answer to the question is the biggest difference is testosterone. Now, for women, you have to know how your cycle is working. Okay. Like a week before you start your period, that's when your progesterone level goes up and you're craving things like bad stuff, sugar, sweet, carbs, all that. So the week before you start, you want to start to eat some carbs, but don't eat the refined carbs. You want to eat potatoes, like sweet potatoes, and eat your leafy greens where you get carbs from those greens and your green vegetables. Okay. So that's what you want to do. You want to start to eat a little bit of those good carbs that week before because your body's craving for it and it's trying to get you ready for this menstrual cycle to go through and you're ready to have your period. So that first week, the week before, you want to eat a little bit, but still stay on your fast. Okay. Whether it's 18 and 6, however you're doing, 16 and 8, whatever your intermittent fast that you're doing, you want to be able to still stay in that window of eating, okay? And then the last part is women, you have to take advantage of your testosterone spike. Y'all do have a testosterone spike, and it usually comes around ovulation time. So like maybe a couple of days before you get ready to ovulate, you start to crave wanting to have sex and things like that. That's why, because your testosterone is you're getting a boost in testosterone. So you usually have it right there, like I said, a couple of days before your ovulation and during your ovulation. So those are the times where you can aggressively fast and yield the benefits of losing weight during your cycle. So that's the biggest difference right there is the testosterone. And like I said, women, you have to adjust your fasting schedule based on your cycle. You have to. So with that being said, that's probably the biggest difference is the testosterone. And women, y'all just have to know how to form a good schedule of fasting around your menstrual cycle. All right. All right. That's it for that question. Let's go to the last one. Last question is, when you fast, do you just drink water or can you add flavor electrolytes? Okay. It's a water fast, okay? It's called a water fast, so you should stick to water, okay? If you can, you want to put some, no, not if you can. You want to put some Himalayan pink salt, Celtic salt, or Baja Gold mineral sea salt. Those are the salts you want to add to your water when you're drinking water during the day, okay? That gives you your electrolytes. That gives you all your minerals. I personally use the Baja Gold mineral sea salt. It has all the minerals you need for your body, and I add it to my water when I'm drinking it. First thing in the morning, I wake up, put that salt in the water, and I drink it. All right. Now, do not add flavored electrolytes to your water. All right. They have they have what they call natural sweeteners, but sometimes they have those sweeteners in them that are not good for you at all. And they spike your sugar similar to regular sugar. So they will give you a sugar spike, which in turn is going to give you an insulin spike. So insulin spikes, you can't lose weight. So there's no more fat burning going on. So if you get an insulin spike, you're not burning fat. So what are you fasting for? All right. So, it's just simple as that. Do not get those artificial sweeteners in your water, man. It's not good for you. And like I said, it totally defeats the purpose of why you're fasting, because it's going to spike your glucose and it's going to spike your insulin, and then you're not losing weight. So it's not very smart. But to keep it plain and simple, drink your water, get you some Himalayan sea salt, Celtic salt, or Baja Gold mineral salt, and put that in your water. And you can drink water all day. It's not a set amount. I know people have asked me and messaged me and said, how much water do I? You just fill it out. That's all I can tell you. Like 3 or 4 glasses, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking bottled water. I'm drinking it all day. Because you'll know when you've had enough, because you'll be going to the bathroom a lot and your urine will be extremely clear. So just drink the water with the salt in it, and don't use any added flavor electrolytes. The only 2 other things that you can drink is plain black coffee and unsweetened green tea. All right. Those both have polyphenols in them, which kickstarts your fat burning, and they're antioxidants. And they have no calories. So your body won't take them as nutrient and kick you out of your fast. Okay. So you just want to go ahead and drink plain black coffee, and you want to do the green tea, unsweetened, no sugar, none of that diet. Because you see some of the diet green teas, you don't want that because it has those sweeteners in it, like sucralose and Splenda. You don't want none of that in any of your drinks. Okay, so just stick with the water. And like I said, if you are one of them coffee drinkers and you gotta drink coffee, drink plain black coffee. And like I said, me and my friends, we talked about it today. We drink that green tea unsweetened, and it's really a game changer. It really helps with your hunger, so you won't be as hungry. And like I said, it kickstarts your fat burning. Okay, so those were the 3 questions that I wanted to go over today. So continue dropping your questions in the comments. I'll be making more Q&A videos as we go along. In my next video, I'll share my 4-month transformation, how I lost 55 pounds in 4 months. You won't want to miss that. So like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.